is $2.90 for the first pound, 40 cents for the second pound, and 40 cents for the third pound. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, so many of you. Well, folks, we're now doing QPTV, Queens Public Access Television. This is a DV cam. A cute little thing, isn't it? It's a Sony product. Great idea, Sony. But watch this, folks. Now look at the difference. The same amount of information on 4 DV cams fits on 4 DVDs. Look at how much easier and how much less expensive and how much less bulky 4 DVDs with the same information as on 4 DV cams. Queens, why did you do that? Everybody else was going to DVD, minus R. Why did you go to DV cam? And it's really not a public access format. It's really a broadcast format. You don't need this for public access. I never understand QPTV. Well, now we will, and look what I've got to do now. Any other TV station, I could hand these 4 in and they would be played. But for QPTV, I have to send these to my friend Jean in Los Alamos. And I have to send these 4 DV cams. And Jean will transfer the information from the DVD to the DV cams. She will keep these and play them on the Los Alamos TV station. She will ship these transfers to Queens. And Queens will cablecast them from the DV cam. And we've waited 2 years for them to transfer. Everybody else has transferred the format quickly. We have 14 TV stations who went bing bing from DVD to file transfer protocol. Now the money? Okay, these are very expensive. These are not. These are 30 cents a piece. These are 4 of these cost something like $12. Sony must have wined and dined them until they were delirious and went with them. Now, the postage, okay? $1.15 here, that's all. Over here, we've got, it'll be $2.80 for the first ounce and another it'll be about $3.25 to send these out. $3.25 to send them back. So that's $6.50 as compared to $1.15. So first job, folks, is to strip them clear of all their labels. And that's hard because it's all Scotch tape. There they are. They're all nice and clean. Now we have to label them. These are for the weeks of August and September. There they are, my dear friends. They're all labeled. 11,576, 7, 8, 9, sort of around that number. They were all made in June or July. The video was made in June or July. Now, what do you think is the best way to wrap these? Like this? Wrap them like that? No. Experience has taught me that the best way to wrap them is like this. Make a nice flat package instead of a tower. And then you have to put the 4 DVDs in them for Los Alamos. And you put a check in for $40 for the transfer. And then you have to put in an address label to me. I used to send them directly to QPTV, but wouldn't you know, they'd get lost. So send an address, return address label to me. Is that all? I believe so. Gene, by the way, it's time to send me back my discs that you cablecast. It took an hour. Oh, QPTV. And I told you wrong. It shouldn't have been wrapped this way. It should have been 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way it should have been wrapped. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I told you wrong. It should have been wrapped 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, would have been much better. Or even 1, 2 on top of here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would have been even better. Okay, put the address on it. Los Alamos. Wow. 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 Isn't that a beauty? $50.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Gloria.
Yeah. Okay, go get your food.
Okay.
You know, this cake one. She put it back in the car for now.
Oh no, can I have
We'll do it later.
back?
We'll do it later. You gotta put your stuff in the car.
All right. Glendora,
What, dear?
can I get you something?
No, thank you. You got me good things.
I didn't know what you like.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Debbie, how are you?
There. Okay. Okay, Maud. Hey, Maud. Okay. Yeah, I got it lit.
Ready to sing? We're gonna sing for Helen again.
She's gonna blow out her candle.
Before the cake melts.
Yeah, it's melting.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Helen. Happy birthday to you.
Make a wish and blow out your candle.
Okay, blow that candle, Helen. 1, 2, 3.
There you go. All right.
That side of cake.
And everybody can have a piece. Melting, but what could I do?
What is melting, honey?
It's
Well,
the
it's just
frosting.
because it's a cream cake, it's gonna...
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you give me some of those and I'll dish up some this way.
Yeah, and then I can take it around to people.
Let me go and sit. Oh, I'm sorry. Taking yours. Go
No,
ahead. Here.
you go do, no, that's all right. Ready for yours?
You ladies.
Here, I'll
Did you
pass
watch
them
the
out.
knife?
Thank you.
I'll put it at your seat.
Oh, okay, thanks.
No, put it on the table.
If you want to put one here, so then the other plate.
Sure. Let me turn this.
Folks, we need something to stabilize the knee. I guess for 89 years, the knee is tired of staying all together, all the parts. And you need something to stabilize them. So I thought we would get an elastic stocking that went from the ankle over the knee. And I got into this over my head. Thigh length. What's it called? Closed toe stocking. Well, what do you know? It's awfully hard to get on. You think it'll work? Want to give it a try today? Okay. When I survey the wondrous cross on which the Prince of Glory died, my greatest gain I count as loss, and pour contempt on all my pride. Let's go over that one again. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. When I survey the wondrous cross on which the Prince of Glory died, our greatest gain we count as loss, and pour contempt on all our pride. It's Glendora, soul to soul. It used to be Sunday morning communion. And folks, what do I say to you? How can we say it together to each other? How many times we've said it? We've said it over and over again. There just isn't any new way to say it. Oh, yes, there is, Glendora. Every generation will have a new way to say it. I feel like Jesus and God are synonymous with helping others, doing good. Wherever I see the name Jesus, I put in doing good. Wherever I see the name God, I put in doing good. So, it's Sunday morning communion. I guess it's just a reminder, just to say the old things over again. That God is everything there is. God is the universe, everything there is, the cosmos. And it's a grand, grand picture. The cosmos, its great variety, its great vastness, its perpetuity, goes on and on and on. Farthest out, clusters of galaxies. Is that the biggest thing we have in the universe? Galaxies. Our galaxy, the Milky Way. Our solar system, our sun, our earth. Our raison d'etre, our reason for being. What is our reason for being? Oh, that's a good one. That's easy. Our reason for being is to keep the universe going and growing. Our reason for being is it's the partnership. We're all together. We're all doing great things. We're all moving forward. All you people who developed television. We had radio, that was a grand, grand, grand step, communications. And then came radio with pictures, television. All you people who worked so hard on that. Lee DeForest, General Electric, Westinghouse, Dumont, Philco. How you worked on that. And how you made it happen. And it's had its run for 50 years. Picture, motion, immediacy. What's that mean? You see it. The instant is happening. Where? Anywhere in the world, practically. Sound, music, voice, video, motion. Have you had your run television? Computer, where are you standing? Are you in the middle of your life? What's coming after you, computers? We're all doing it together. It's our sisters and our brothers who did all these great things. And we're so thankful for them. Breathe on us, breath of God. Fill us with life anew. Breathe on us, breath of God. Fill us with life anew. It's also grand, isn't it? And step outdoors and see those majestic trees. Billions of leaves. The whole process of photosynthesis. The whole process of development and growth and maturation. And fruit. The miracle of the apple, of the peach, of the plum, of the banana. The great big cantaloupe. The great big watermelons. The great big pumpkins. So what can we say but to say it again? How beautiful and grand it all is, and how we are some of it, and the great things that we can accomplish. That will come out when you hear Glendora, care and share, and when I hear your care and share. All right, let's just go over the concepts. You've heard the allness, the onlyness. You've heard the oneness, it's all continuous. What is the soul? The soul is the God that's inside of you, and that's continuous with the God inside of what's ever next to you. You've heard the creativity, the endless creativity, the endless motion, the endless kaleidoscope. And I guess the other concept, the last concept, is no self, no ego. Again, when I hear Jesus, I think of what he said, if you follow me, leave self behind. Oh, definitely, leave self behind. And also leave evil behind. I don't know what the answer is to evil, and I don't care. I don't know, and I don't care. There's other things to think about. There's all the good to think about. All the beauty and the harmony and the mystic harmony, yeah. Oh, there's one thing we should talk about, is mysticism. That you and I feel the oneness. We feel the oneness with all the universe. The man said, Doctor, I'm a jackhammer operator, and I have a problem at my work. And the doctor says, too much noise? And he says, no, the guy next to me hums. When I survey the wondrous cross on which the Prince of Glory died, my greatest gain I count as loss, and pour contempt on all my pride. Now translated into our language, we don't have gains. No, we're all together. What comes in to one, what comes in is shared by all of us. We don't have gains. We don't go ahead of the next person. We don't have competition. We're not better than anybody else. Don't kid yourself. You're not better than anybody else in any way. That is a mirage. We're cooperation. We're not competition. We're not out to be better. We're not out to win. We're out to do it all together in fun and joy. What more is there to say? I don't see what else there is to say. And I was going to write it down here, and I didn't. Bible. Ephesians. Who's Ephesians? Well, Paul established, or somebody established, a Christian church, a Church of Jesus Christ in Ephesus, which is in Turkey. And the people who lived in Ephesus were the Ephesians. And Paul, I think he's in prison. I think he's in Rome in prison at the time he wrote this. Is that right? Is that right? Because he says, thank you, magnifier. I will have to get up and shut off this 200-watt light because it Thank you, 200-watt light. Thank you, Thomas Edison, and all you others with electricity. Thank you, electrons. electrons are our brothers and sisters too. I, therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that you walk worthy of the vocation wherewith you are called. Let's say that 30, 40 times an hour. Walk with the vocation for which you have been called. And you know what that is. You and your conscience are one on that one. Walk in the vocation for which you have been called, helping others. Take this life and let it be consecrated, Lord, to Thee. Take these hours and these days, let them flow in ceaseless help. What is that? I think that's Chat with Glendora, the 4th 2-hour program to be cable cast in October and November. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Bible. Thank you, Thomas Nelson. Well, let's try another book, since it doesn't seem to be in there. Maybe it's in this pretty book. A citizen was arrested in a donut shop for not paying his bill. What was the charge? Impersonating a police officer. The Maine farmer didn't particularly like being in the company of people. He sort of liked to be a recluse. However, he's sitting in his kitchen, and into the back door comes an influx of relatives. And they're all standing around, and one of them says, "It seems there's not enough chairs." And the Maine farmer says, "Yeah, plenty of chairs, just too much company." Old quarterbacks never die, they just pass away. In the seafood diet, you see food and you eat it. The donut defense in football, that's the one with the hole in the middle. And a woman's work is never done, thanks to daytime TV. Fit as a fiddle and shaped like a bass viol. Sings like a prisoner behind 4 bars looking for the key. Four carpenters. They all played the tuba. So they formed a quartet. What did they call themselves? The Tuba Fours. And the concert soloist, pianist, was asked, why did you choose to play Beethoven's 4th piano concerto? And he thought a long while. Then he said, that's what the orchestra was playing. And the freighter, carrying a load of yo-yos, struck a reef and sunk 10 times. And one freighter, carrying a load of purple paint, collided with another freighter carrying a load of red paint, and at last report, folks, the crews of both ships were marooned. A woman answered the front door, and she said, I did not send for a piano tuner. And the man says, no ma'am, the neighbors did. Why are Bob and Joan the perfect couple, folks? He's a pill and she's a hypochondriac. Well, I guess that's all. Have we covered everything except care and share? Okay, we were all up to date. Yesterday I left you at the junction of doing the jokes for Facebook, and I told you that my computer telephone is sick. He comes on all ready to do great things, and then he fades to limp. And the uploads to, I think the uploads to YouTube are okay. And I'm not sure about the uploads to Twitter. You know, the jokes. 1 joke a day, 30 seconds, the program's called 30 Seconds. It's the tiniest TV show in the world. 30 Seconds it's called, with Glendora. Facebook public has problems, I think. And Facebook friends has problems. So that's where I left you. Let's see if I can pick up from there. We're talking about Saturday, yesterday, the 22nd of July. July, summer, isn't it great? The day starts at 5 a.m. with laying the foundation of the day, the bathroom, the dressing, and the tidying the house, and the recycle, and the litter pan, and cooking.com's breakfast, and sitting with her while she eats, and then the log, the journal, writing down the grand things that have happened, and then the precious rumination of what happened yesterday, the blessings of yesterday. You don't want to let them go by without a thank you, without appreciation. This is all God time, and it's done in the inner sanctum, the desk. You have a little place. Don't you have a little place where you go and you think about God? Don't you? An inner sanctum? And then the next job is to listen and write it down. What you are to do for the cosmos today. And when you're going to do it. It's not only a to-do list, it's a schedule. I finished reading to you these important things that come in that I feel we should share, that you should know. And I wish you would share yours with me. I finished reading that to you. I'm going to have to turn on the 200-watt light again. And then we did the Glendora Care and Share. And then we did Kinderhook. Oh, Kinderhook. Kinderhook plays a chat with Glendora on cable TV, 2 hours Monday through Friday. Now, every 2 months we make only 4 2-hour programs. So that means we have to go to the museum, to the files of DVDs that TV stations have returned. And we have to find 16 more 2-hour programs. And then on the back of the sleeves we have to write which dates these 22-hour programs are going to play in August and be repeated in September. That took an hour. And it's all packaged and wrapped. And thank you, Post Office, for delivering it to Chatham, I guess. They're in Kinderhook. That's Fairpoint. It used to be a bustling, rustling cable company and telephone company. And it was founded by a local resident in Kinderhook. And then when their sons took it over, very often the next generation doesn't want a company. They want money. They want cash. So they sold it to Fairpoint. Very, very quickly, Fairpoint went bankrupt. I'm sorry, Fairpoint. And now, the Fairpoint has been sold. I don't know what's going on over there. They're a communications company and I can't communicate with them. But I'm going to try. I'll call Maine, the state of Maine. That's where they put their telephone people to answer questions. In Los Alamos, that took an hour. And I think I made a video for you of that. By this time, and go up to the porch and do the good deeds, pick up any litter, check the recycle bin, check the dumpster, make sure that it isn't being abused, and there was recycle boxes to be recycled down at the bottom of the dumpster, and I can't reach down there and get them. I get the ones on top. And people, simply put what is to be recycled in the recycle bin, not in the dumpster. Love us. Love each other. Love your world. And by this time I'm exhausted, and I've fasted until noon. And it's hot, and it's July. So I sit and I ate the shortbread that I bought for Sandy from the Bartlett house. Because it was 2 days old. check, or I brought an empty check to Seventh-day Adventist church picnic and had them make it out for $30, and then I sign it. So I dressed up and I packed. And what did you contribute to the potluck? A loaf of home-baked bread. And then Gloria came, and she looked so nice. Oh, she always dresses so well. And Helen, her mother, and it's Helen's birthday, and she's 88. She's always a year behind me. And she looks so nice too. She had the most appealing little navy blue top and a lovely, lovely skirt that was in piers, you know, up here and then in the middle and then down at the bottom. Oh, she looked so nice. And we went to the Kinderhook Pavilion, owned by the town of Kinderhook, that used to be the New York State Farm. Back in the days of Eleanor Roosevelt, she established a state farm, a New York State Farm, where they tested soil and what it could grow and what it could produce. And isn't that a miracle? What soil? Soil is black gold. Oh, what a miracle soil is. And Gloria bought a cake that cost $50, $50. You saw it. I took a video of it for you. And all the other food was just delicious. The Seventh-day Adventists, bless their hearts, they are vegetarian. It's right there in Genesis 29, verse 29. 1, or chapter 29, 1, verse 1. What you're to eat. You're to eat plants, not animals. Couldn't be clearer. And then I told a lot of jokes, and Dr. Celestin Mayo, who was an MD and was a Harvard fellow, and then his wife, Dr. Celestin, is an MD, Maud, and in June she received another doctorate, a PhD. So you have to call her Dr. Celestin. They're pretty much the people, along with their dear friends, who established the Kinderhook Seventh-day Adventist Church. So the food was delicious, although I didn't eat much. And the cake, you saw all that. And then Gloria's driving me back to the Happy House. And I said, someday, Gloria, will you go to Rite Aid and find some kind of elastic stocking that goes from the ankle over the knee? Oh, she says, you asked me to do that. Let's go right now. That's Gloria for you. Par excellent, living for others. And so that's what she did. So I picked out a bunch of knee braces, knee stabilizers. I think when you're 89, folks, your knee parts don't stay together the way they used to. They're not that affectionate to each other. And they sort of spread apart, right? And that makes them hurt and makes them dysfunctional. So if you get one of these knee stabilizers, you know, either an elastic band or an ace bandage or a knee brace, that brings them back together. And your knees feel better, and they walk better, and they don't hurt. So we bought $80 worth of that. $50 cake and $80 worth of knee stabilizers. So back to the Happy House. The first thing you do is take off the hot dress clothes, and you go to the bathroom and you wash, and then you cook .com her dinner, and you sit down with her and you stay with her. And I fell asleep while I did that. Well, that was 15 or 20 minutes, so I woke up at 4:55 and went to bed. I know that's going to happen. I know I have no energy left after I go out. And guess how long I stayed there, asleep? Until 7:30. That's how tired this body was. From 5 o'clock in the morning, a.m. And then I said, Glendora, are you going to let those poor animals not have any supper? Are you going to give them something to eat? So I took down a whole loaf of home-baked bread, broke it up in pieces. Yeah, I had to get up and put on the knee stabilizers and the socks and the shoes and everything else. Then I came back and went to bed. Again, for how long this time? 8 o'clock to what? 2? Woke up full of energy, full of pep. The body had rested from 4 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Yeah, that is 8 hours, isn't it? No. Yeah. So, you're not going to go to sleep, so hop up, tidy up, cook 4 corn on the cob, ate 2, did the log, wrote out appreciated the blessings of yesterday, and made the listen to what was to be done today, and list it. By time, and take care of .com, keep feeding her, and keep cleaning up the litter pan. And at 5A, when the alarm went off, overcome the resistance, purification, dress up, set up this video for you, write it, and that's how I care for you. Please share with me. Did we leave out anything? Yes, I thought you wanted to know the money that was spent since last week, I told you. Last week we left with $20 to the American International College, and then for printing cartridges, red, yellow, blue, and black, extra large, $56. $5 to the Reformed Church of America in Grand Rapids. $50 for what? Money orders for animals. 10 $5 money orders. I don't think that should be in there, because when we spend them, we put that in $5 at a time. So don't count that. However, the $12 money order fees, you have to count that. $66 for the electric bill. Everything here is electric. $12 groceries, and that was Sandy. And $95 Sue. She got $95 groceries. $61 another red, yellow, blue, black printing cartridge. $1 for that person's laundry. They left in the washer, and I took it out and put it in the dryer so it would be all nice and dry. I don't think that's healthy to leave it in the washer, do you? And then all the taxes, $4.90. I think we spent about $1,500 in sales tax a year. $30 to the Seventh-day Church, and $77 for the braces. That comes under medical. Okie dokie. When I survey puzzle when I survey the wondrous cross on which the Prince of Glory died. Our greatest gain we count as loss, and pour contempt on all our pride. I think I'm ready to go back to sleep again.
Now, do you have teenagers?
I have, there are no more teenagers. It's a 20-year-old and a 21-year-old.
Okay. Because I saw you with little kids.
This is Donna and this is Sue.
Oh, you have a little
And this is
here.
Route 9 and 20.
Oh.
And we're all going to church together.
We're getting recorded.
Yeah, I was working at my church,
Okay.
and then I just it wasn't enough time because it's just after and before school.
Oh, gotcha.
And I thought, I really wasn't in charge there.
Uh-huh.
Even in the middle of the winter, if it's a warm day,
Yeah.
they're swimming around in there. They come out of their hibernation and they.
Oh.
But he might have gone to the bigger end of the marsh because he was pretty big by the time.
New York State Thruway.
Yeah, so
On our way to Grace Fellowship Church,
like
June 23rd, Sunday.
Like you're kind of an animal.
Anno Domini, year of our Lord.
And animals are smarter than you think.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
that I'm not used to the traffic.
I was going to say the
expense.
traffic.
What a relief.
I used to go out with a guy that was raised in Brooklyn, and and his mother had a home at Breezy Point, and his sister lived in Rockaway, and the traffic was just.
That must be Dutch.
It was funny because up here you
What
say,
a
"Well, I'll
relief.
be there in half an hour," but
Yeah,
as
that
you
would be
know,
Dutch.
you have no idea
Oh, you can't.
how long it's going to take to get somewhere.
Oh my gosh. And it's it's built up even more now since I've left.
And she works at Sage now.
Oh,
She's
This is Latham.
director of HR. And my son went to University of Hartford and art school. And even though he's 36, he went back to school last fall, full time at SUNY
New York
Albany
Capital
to get
District.
his master's in fine arts.
Albany Capital.
So, and he's really doing well in the art community. I don't know if you've ever heard of Chesterwood. I haven't. In Stockbridge.
yeah.
It's the I think it's John Chester. It's like an elementary school. Wow. You on an arm, Glendora?
Oh, no, I'm doing fine.
Okay.
Thank you. See, this was a shopping center, right, Sue?
Yes, it was.
And they bought the whole thing?
Yeah, but this was Grand Union, and that was the country buffet,
Uh-huh.
and then there were little shops in between. But that's the
Now it's the
kids'
whole thing.
celebration. Yeah.
What year was that?
Oh, I can't remember. So you see down there, Dot, a kids' celebration. Oh yeah, yeah.
This is a big narthex.
They do a great job. Kids memorize scripture. You're kidding. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Hi, Artie.
What do you do, Artie?
Hi. Good. How are you?
Yeah.
Hi, Chuck. How you doing, Artie?
Tell
You remember Glendora? You met Glendora.
Look at, she's a shining light. Anybody with a hat on is my friend.
right.
This is my friend Donna, a neighbor, and Chris.
This is her
Donna?
first time here.
Well, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful to have you here, Donna. Yeah.
here.
Wait a minute. Is she your neighbor?
Yeah,
We're all neighbors.
we're all neighbors. We're all from Elm Street.
We
all live like 5 or 6 houses apart.
Look at the cross on her, Glendora. Glendora Franklin. Let me see
Franklin
her.
was her husband.
He's in heaven.
He is in heaven. I love those crosses you have, Glendora.
Oh, thank you, Artie.
You know, just to share with you, I got a message when I woke up this morning that my sister-in-law passed away at 2 o'clock this morning.
Sorry.
But I had, she's been suffering, and God took her home, and when you said she's in heaven, he's in heaven, I was thinking, she's in heaven, because she accepted Christ into her heart, late in life.
Hey, it doesn't matter. You can do it on your deathbed.
But
Yeah.
several years ago, but she was 77, and she suffered with cancer the past 4 years. So she's in heaven with your husband, with Frank.
She had a good long life.
She did have a good long life and a good family. Donna, so good to meet you. Yeah. And tell me what street you live on.
Elm Street. Elm Street
Of
in
what
Nassau.
town, though?
Nassau.
Nassau
In
Village.
Nassau.
Nassau Village.
Nassau Village.
Yeah.
Do you know a John Phelps?
Well, Phelps is an insurance company down there and roofing.
And they do have a house on Elm Street, the Phelps.
Do they?
I thought they...
Glendora knows everybody on the street.
Yeah.
Do you? His name is Phelps.
Yeah, and they do have a house on Elm Street.
All right, and I think it's I think on Elm Street he has a business in his home where he reupholsters boats, and he does upholstery work, mostly boats or
I've never
old
seen
cars.
any boats in anybody's.
This does sound familiar.
But not on Elm Street.
I'm not sure it's Elm Street.
How about the corner after Hadley's, that white building that used to be Chrissy and Norm Young's? Do you think that back, like garage, I always see furniture,
Yes.
that could be it?
That's where he does.
Okay.
In a garage.
Yeah.
It's like a garage.
Oh, okay.
His name is Phelps.
Well, that's like 2/10 of a mile from
Yeah.
where we all
John
live.
and Kathy Phelps. Would
Okay.
that be
You
on
know
Elm
where
Street?
Donna lives?
Yeah.
Phelps is across the street. It's a double family. It's a two-family.
Okay, but you're talking about up near the intersection.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 and Elm Street.
Okay.
Route 20.
Okay.
And these are younger Phelps. They're like, that go across the street from me. They're like, you see
okay.
Lou.
Glendora, good to meet you again.
They're like
Good to see you.
How's Alaska doing?
She's doing quite well.
Good.
She's
Good.
doing quite well.
Good.
Other than I got
Hi. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, Dave. How you doing?
A man was arrested for not paying his bill in a donut shop. Guess what he was charged with? Impersonating a police officer.
She has a joke of the day.
I love it.
Right, seats 1,000. Hi.
Yeah, I stopped singing. Well, when I got married, we kind of did when you sing, you do all three services. You have to be early for a sound check.
Stronger on the clouds, kings and kingdoms will bow down. Every chain will break, as broken hearts declare His praise. Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Our God is the Lion of Judah. He is roaring with power. They wait for the King of God who comes to save. Is here to set the captives free. Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Our God is the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power and fighting our battles. Every knee will bow before Him. Our God is the Lamb that was slain for the sins of the world. His blood breaks the chains. Every knee will bow before the Lion and the Lamb. Every knee will bow before Him. Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Who can stop the Lord Almighty? And who can stop the Lord Almighty? Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Oh, who can stop the Lord Almighty? Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Who can stop the Lord Almighty? Who can stop the Our God is the Lion of Judah. He's roaring with power and fighting our battles. Every knee will bow before Him. Our God is the Lamb that was slain for the sins of the world. His blood breaks the chains. Every knee will bow before the Lion and the Lamb. Every knee will bow before Him. Welcome to Grace Fellowship. It's good to see everybody. We're just going to continue to worship God, and as we do that, let's turn around and greet one another, and then we'll continue to sing praises to
Glad
our
you're
God.
here. I'm glad I came.
Howdy. Howdy.
Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Good morning.
Good
How are
morning.
you?
Thou unfolding. All your children shall be holding. Dreams awaken in this moment. Spirit come, Spirit come. So pour it out, so pour it out. Let your love run over here and now. Let your glory fill this house. So pour it out. Let your love run over here and now. Let your glory fill this house. Now the world awaits your presence, and this power is within us. We will rise to be your witness. Spirit come, Spirit come. So pour it out, let your love run over here and now. Let your glory fill this house. So pour it out, let your love run over here and now. Let your glory fill this house.
That fear and anxiety are on the rise and becoming somewhat of an epidemic in this nation. And it cites that over 40 million American adults are struggling with some form of anxiety. It supports what a friend of mine told me just a few weeks ago. She's a psychologist, been in practice for some years, and I asked her the question, what is the number one reason why people come and see you, go to your practice? And without hesitation, she said, fear and anxiety. And then she said, if you allow the circumstances that give rise to fear to grip your heart, preoccupy your every thought, it will wreak havoc in your life. Maybe that's why Jesus wages war on fear. Did you know, of all the commandments that Jesus gives in the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the number one most often cited imperative is around the issue of fear, where he commands his disciples, fear not, do not be afraid, take courage. Why are you afraid? But if you read the circumstances where Jesus is telling and commanding his disciples not to be afraid, you can't help but step back and say, really? Can he be serious? Like take Matthew chapter 8 as an example. Jesus is traveling with his disciples by boat, and all of a sudden a massive storm is upon them. Comes out of nowhere. The winds are blowing, the waves are pounding the side of the boat, and the disciples are very scared. In fact, they're a bit frustrated too, because as the waves are roaring, Jesus is snoring. He's sleeping. And they are realizing they're losing the battle to the storm. And that's when they go to Jesus and they say, don't you even care? We're about to die. Save us. And into that reality, Jesus says this in Matthew 8:26. Why are you afraid? The boat's sinking. Right? Why are you afraid? Or take Matthew chapter 10. Jesus is sending his disciples on a missionary journey to go to the surrounding territories, proclaim that the kingdom of God is at hand. But then he says there's going to be some challenges on this mission. Number one, you're not taking anything with you. No gold, no silver, no money, no extra sandals, no extra shirt. Just go with the clothes on your back. I want you to depend on the people to support you, for their goodness to support you. Now, that's kind of scary. And then he says you're going to be sheep among wolves. And then he says, and you're going to be taken by the local council, brought into the synagogue, and flogged. You're going to be persecuted for my name. And he said of his problem and eliminate the fear that comes with being a paralytic. And so that's what they did. The 4 friends got together. They went and carried their friend that's paralyzed and placed him on a mat. They headed for where Jesus is. Now, isn't that a beautiful picture of what we ought to do? Help the less fortunate and pursue Jesus with our problems. And that's what they do. They take off for Jesus as to where he is. But as the passage tells us, the moment they get there, it is crowded. It's packed, a full house. People are sitting on the windowsills. People are pushed up against the front door, and they realize there is no way, no how we're getting our buddy here, the paralytic, to Jesus. And that's when they devise this bold plan. They climb on the roof, begin to dig an opening into the ceiling, the roof there, and they begin to lower the paralytic down right in front of Jesus as he's teaching. Now that's a pretty risky plan. I mean, most homeowners don't like their ceiling torn apart, right? Most paralytics don't like a one-way bungee jump through a ceiling cavity. And most teachers do not like a public spectacle in the middle of their teaching. Now, we don't know the facial expressions of the homeowner or the paralytic, but Matthew all but paints a big old smile on Jesus' face as he steps back and watches this incredible display of faith as they lower this paralytic to his feet. Matthew says, this is what Jesus said, Matthew 9:2, take a look at it. He looks at the paralytic man and says, take courage! Your sins are forgiven. Now notice, courage, grace, together. Keep that in mind. Now I'm thinking the paralytic and his friends are a bit confused. Because they're thinking, now that's nice. Sins are forgiven. But I can't walk. I almost envision one of the friends poking his head through the hole in the roof and yelling to his buddy, hey, can you move your leg? And after his failed attempt, he shakes his head, no. And yet Jesus, into that reality, says, take courage. Your sins are forgiven. Your translation may say, take heart. Be of good cheer. But I'm thinking the paralytic is here and then be of good cheer. How can I be of good cheer? I can't walk. And that presents all sorts of problems in the first century. He's probably thinking, man, I can't work because of my disability, and I'm going to have to beg, and I'm going to be a burden on my family, and I'll probably never get married, I'm going to die a lonely man. No doubt he was beginning to be consumed by the reality of his circumstance. Be of good cheer. Have you ever felt that way? Where you read passages in the Bible like this, it says, be of good cheer, take courage, and you're thinking, take courage, be of good cheer. How can I be? Because of our circumstances that scare us. And yet, Jesus is saying just that. He kind of bypasses the reality of his circumstance and goes right to the soul. Take courage. Circumstances, the things that make us anxious because we feel like we're losing control, they're right here, right in your face. They want to consume you. And then he puts his hand down and he looks up to heaven and he says, that's when we just have to trust in him and focus on him and be consumed by his goodness and understand that in light of eternity, in the hope we have in him, he said, in light of eternity, this is all just a blink of an eye. Whew. I said, that's good. That's so good. He was saying, look, when you trust and focus and get all consumed with his good news, the bad news just don't seem quite as bad and quite as scary. You see, the principle in this statement from Jesus, take courage, your sins are forgiven, that truth is foundational to Christian courage. When we understand as believers the worst thing this world can throw our way is not the worst thing because of his grace, it gives us courage as we trust him, as we depend upon him, as we obtain his peace in the midst of it all. You know, I'm always reminded of the Apostle Paul. I mean, the Apostle Paul had some things to be afraid of. I mean, he was persecuted. He was beaten and left for dead. He was thrown into prison, and yet he would say, for me to live is Christ, and for me to die is gain. What do you do with somebody like that? Courage from grace. It's the foundations to Christian courage. Max Lucado, in his book Fearless, a wonderful read if you're interested more in this topic, Fearless, said this: when Christ is great in our lives, fear is not. As awe of Jesus expands, fear of life diminishes. Jesus says, take courage. I just handed you the best news you will ever receive. Your sins are forgiven. Now you will notice something interesting in this passage. Did you notice that Jesus forgives the paralytic without the paralytic asking for it? Did you catch that? It's the only place this happens in the Gospels. You say, well, what's happening there? Well, we know in verse 5 that Jesus sees their faith. We're going to learn shortly in verse 8 that Jesus has the ability, of course, he's God in the body, to know your hearts and your minds. In other words, he can read your thoughts. And so he clearly saw and knew and responded to the faith of the paralytic. But the point is, he did it without the words, forgive me, being uttered. And I think that's just another glimpse into how kind our God is. He's so willing and eager to give grace. Dr. Tim Keller, pastor and author, said of this passage, Jesus perceived in his heart, meaning the heart of the paralytic, a partial, fragmented, inarticulate longing for grace and mercy, and he responded to it, even as inarticulate as it was. And then he said this: Jesus is so eager and willing and ready to forgive and embrace, even when the words did not come out. And I think it's just another glimpse into his kindness. In fact, of all the interactions that Jesus has with those that are in the middle of life's fears, you see his tenderness, you see his kindness, you see his compassion. Take, for example, when the disciples were scared during the storm. They thought they were going to die. What's Jesus do? He calms the storm. You read a passage of a man who's struggling with leprosy, a terrible disease. And he's gripped by fear. He's gripped by anxiety because of his reality. And he's ostracized by society. Nobody would ever come near him. He probably hadn't had a human touch in years. And what does Jesus do? He walks up to this man and he touches him. And he heals him. Now, he didn't have to touch him. He could have healed him from a distance, but he touches him. Why? Because he cares for every human soul who lived among us. And through your life, we are able to experience your beauty and your hope. And through your death, we're able to experience that you took on enormous pain and suffering for us. And through your resurrection, we know we have power to sustain us, to hold us, to give us courage even when we think there's no possible way to have it. Father, I pray for every soul that is here, that hears my voice, that your grace would draw them ever so closer to you, and that you would give them a saving grace and a powerful courage to not only be able to persevere, but so that we could be incredible, bold, powerful witnesses that gives you all the glory. And we pray this in your precious name, in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen.
Thank you so much, Pat, for that amazing sermon. We
would you please, ushers, come forward as we receive our tithes and offerings. And I would like to invite any of you who would like prayer this morning to come and join us in the prayer corner, where the prayer team will be more than happy and blessed to spend time with you, talk to you, and pray with you also. I want to invite you as well to keep praying for our India team. They've been there now for a week, and they've been doing amazing things. And they're looking forward to coming back as well and report all the great stories of ministry that they have witnessed. And just as a quick reminder, Pastor Doug and Bev Nelson are having a meeting after this in Classroom B, and they are going to be talking about the India trip that they did just a few weeks ago. They'll be excited to tell you about all that happened there. Now, as we sing this following song, it's a song that really speaks to what we heard from Pat today. Let it use it as a way to express to God our dependency on Him and how we need to draw His strength to overcome and be more than conquerors. So let us sing.
You are who you say you are. You'll do what you say you'll do. You'll be who you've always been to us, Jesus. And our hope is in you alone. Our strength in your mighty name. Our peace in the darkest days of days. Jesus. Let's sing this we know. This we know. We will see the enemy run. This we know. We will see the victory come. We hold on to every promise you ever made. Jesus, you are unfailing.
We hope to see you next week as we kick off a new series. And hope you have a great week and enjoy the presence of God in your life.
worried about ridiculous.
I know. And what they do is, the screens.
Yes.
Rex's message is recorded at the Saturday night service, and then, or Pat's, whoever preaches, and it's shown on the screen. So even though each campus has a lead pastor, everybody in all the churches hears the same message from whoever preaches that weekend. And Will is from Peru. He's a wonderful guy. He's only like 42 or 43.
Okay.
And the other thing I wanted to mention, since it is such a large church, there's a lot of small groups in people's homes and at the church that are, like a Bible study.
Yep.
Pretty much. You don't have to be in a small group. But some people don't like the sense of such a big church.
Yep.
And they feel kind of like a fish in a... I was there for years.
And I kind of, I love that anonymousness. Because it's just, I can just think my thoughts for a while.
Right.
And I'm a slow person to get acclimated, because I'm kind of an introvert. I won't say I'm antisocial, because of course I'm not. But I just like to take my time.
Take it in
and just...
That's not good for anybody.
What I just thought was some nerve. And this is just my opinion. I know it's worth 2 cents. All of a sudden, but all of a sudden, I started hearing that the Reformed Church of America was going to have to take a stance on gay.
Oh, I knew you were going to say homosexuality.
Or gay, or I don't know what you call it, pastors,
oh gosh.
And I just thought that's, why would you ever even worry about that? There's one thing I'm not worried about is other people's stuff. And I just was so insulted that you were going to have to make a law.
Oh my God.
And people, I didn't think Protestants were like that, because down on Long Island I was a Presbyterian, and there's no Presbyterian. I just kind of went to what you know.
Yeah,
it was so easy.
Thank you very much, Sue Casey, for taking us to Grace Fellowship Church. And thank you for that very good message. I got a letter, folks, from Jim Schulman in Galena, Ohio. That's near Columbus. And he sent me this article from the Berkshire Eagle the Sunday after we had the homecoming, when my little friends who used to watch A Chat with Glendora from 1955 to 1962 came, and we had a homecoming. And my friend Donna is going to read you that article. Hi Donna, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good!
Okay, and it starts with Pittsfield?
Yeah.
Okay.
Berkshire Eagle.
Yep. Pittsfield, Terry Cincianfloni, Root, Pittsfield High School, class of 1950, recalls her days in her native town. My father owned Vic's Pizzeria on Fenn Street, she said. Great Italian food, not like this stuff they have around here now. Root, now living in upstate New York, attended Saturday's Berkshire homecoming because most of my family is still here. I come back from time to time. There was another reason, which will be discussed later. Don't skip down. Saturday's event, attended by a few hundred residents and former residents, was the first of what organizers hope will be many Berkshire homecomings, according to Jim
Schulman.
He's
my friend, folks. He's the one who wrote Berkshire Memories, you remember?
Who came up with the idea. Schulman is a regular columnist in the Eagle, where he writes Baby Boomer Memories.
Baby Boomers.
Yep, Baby Boomer Memories, which highlights Berkshire County history with anecdotes and photographs. This is one of those weekends, July 4th, where you see a lot of people coming back to town to visit relatives, said Schulman. This is just somewhere people can meet up. Schulman is one of the founders of the Berkshire Carousel, the museum ride situated near the downtown area. Schulman's other motives from homecoming was to get visitors down to the carousel and thus downtown. The event, according to Maria...
Yeah, how did she spell her last name?
Caccaviello, Executive Director of Berkshire Carousel.
And she showed up in a wheelchair. She's very brave.
Is not solely intended for Pittsfield residents. It's county-wide, she said. We'd like to see people from all over the Berkshires come here. The event had already attracted visitors from Florida, New York, New England, and various other parts of the country, she said. I think it's a great idea, said Charles Javaltis, who wore a T-shirt proclaiming him a member of the PHS class of 1953. Javaltis, still a resident of Pittsfield, visited the Berkshire homecoming to support what they're trying to do. Geraltis added that he was hoping to see a few old classmates as well, but mainly I think Jim Schulman is doing a great job, and it's something we as residents need to get behind. Geraldis was at the event with his nephew Charles Gardner, a Pittsfield native whose family moved to Dalton when he was in high school. Gardner graduated from Waukena Regional High School in 1979 and moved out of town soon after. To be honest, I didn't even know this event was going on, said Gardner. When I found out, I just wanted to come out here and check it out. I get back here fairly regularly, he said. I think it's great that the city is having events like this, bringing people downtown, he said. I wanted to support it too. So what about Terry Root? We did not forget her. This is the other part of the story. When I was at PHS, I was in a literature class, she said. It was all girls except for one boy. And everyone wanted to go to junior prom with him. But who do you think, he asked. You? Me, she said. Root was hoping to see him on Saturday. Well, it didn't happen. Still, it'll always be next year.
Oh, Berkshire Eagle, you deserve a lot of praise. That is a very good article, and it was good coverage. Donna, what did Jim say about these pictures?
Glendora, thank you for being you. Peace,
thank
love.
you for being you.
Yep. Peace, love, and health, Jim and Jackie. Please sign and someday return.
Oh, I have to sign it and send it back to him?
Yeah, please sign and someday return this one. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. What does this say?
This is from Grace Fellowship Church.
Oh, from Fellowship Church. That's for you?
Yeah, I guess. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's for you. Okay, now let's see what else is in this envelope. What did these say, Donna?
Bio first aid, self-help for love bugs. Press thumb gently. Instructions on back.
What's it about?
I don't know. It's just a little card.
Yeah, but what's it say?
Do you really want me to read all that?
No, I want to know why he sent it to me. Is it about giving up smoking?
Bio first aid, self-help for love bugs. No.
What's it about? What's the message? What's he want me to do?
Being in love is both exciting and may be tension-producing.
Oh, okay. And this is the same picture again, isn't it?
Yes.
And what is this, Donna? Is that the one you read to me? No.
Nope, that's a copy. Your copy.
And what's he say on it?
Nothing. Your hand was in the way. To my great friend Glendora, with peace, love, health.
And what's this one say?
Bio first aid, self-help for impatient
Oh, that's the same
drivers.
one. Okay.
No, that's for impatient
lovers.
Okay, did we finish it, dear?
I think we finished
Thank
it.
you so much for reading that letter from Jim Schulman.
You're welcome.
Voice messages. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change. First voice message.
Yeah, Glendora, it's Suzanne, and I was just concerned because I haven't heard from you. I've left several messages. I know you called me yesterday. We got cut off. I don't know why. And I've been trying to get you. So if you get this message, please try to call me tomorrow if you can. It's Saturday night now, about 9 o'clock. I don't like to call you this late. So if you want to call me tomorrow, please do. I'd like to hear from you. Oh, Patrick just said you're out dancing. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Message saved. End of new messages. First saved voice message.
Without a doubt, the best TV show in the nation. Keep it up. I mean, it's spectacular. Glendora, you're the best.
Message saved. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. This is Amy from the Community Voice Channel. I got a message that you've been trying to reach us. They called me to inform you that we're no longer accepting all of our visitors in our town. So that's probably why we haven't been getting your messages. So have a great day. Bye-bye.
Message saved. Next message.
Glendora, I guess we were cut off. I was cut off on my phone, so I'm trying you back again. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll try you again a little bit, or you try me. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Message erased. Next message.
Concert pianist.
Okay, Glendora, I just thought I'd try you again. It's Suzanne Cormack. Okay.
Message erased. Next message.
Glendora, my number is 914-693-6687. Thank you.
Message erased. Next message.
Glendora, it's Suzanne calling back again. I just thought I'd try you again. I know you tried me, and I don't know why we got disconnected, but evidently that's what happened. Okay, I'll talk to you later or whenever. I hope all is...
Message erased. Next message.
Yeah, Glendora, it's Suzanne. I just thought I would give you a call. I know you tried to get me yesterday. I don't know why we got cut off. But anyway, today's Saturday. It's 2:30. And, I just will speak soon. I hope you're okay. And we'll talk soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Message erased. End of messages. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2.
A citizen was arrested for not paying his bill at a donut shop. What was he charged with? Impersonating a police officer. For every one of us shall give an account of himself. Romans 13:11. Or maybe it's 11:13. After Donna read the letter from James Schulman, or the newspaper article in the Berkshire Eagle, you had to go upstairs on the porch and watch the world go by and bring the log, the joy book, up to date. And you finished eating the corn, another 2 years of corn. But first of all, you had to get off the dress clothes and hang up your clothes. When you come home from school, you have to hang up your clothes and wash and sit down with .com and feed her and comb her and with a hot, damp cloth relieve the discharge in her eyes. It's not really a discharge, it's just a little water. And then bring the Joy book up to date. And then do the housework and the litter pan and the recycle and all those things, and open .com a can of fried chick, which he enjoyed. That is not vegan, but it's vegetarian. And sleep and exercise the body, do the calisthenics for the day, and go out into the woods, into the clearing, the trolley trail, and feed the birds 12 cups of cooked rice, and go to the bird station up in the alongside the trolley trail, the trolley where the trolley line used to go, the trolley bed, and bring in the old green chair, bring it in down with the other chairs, and bring in the expensive beige lawn chair, and then telephone. Whom? McCormick, 30 minutes. Wayne Collins, 40 minutes. Mary Lawrence has succeeded in getting a chat with Glendora on TV in Manchester, Connecticut, and 5 other municipalities. Cox Cable TV. Mary Lawrence has succeeded in getting a chat with Glendora on TV in Manchester, Connecticut. 7 years we've been trying to do that. Thank you, Mary Lawrence. A tremendous accomplishment. You are to be applauded. Well, that's 67 TV stations now. 65, 66 Pittsfield, and 67 Manchester, Connecticut. Telephone calls, number 56,100 since October 18th, the year 2003. What's next? You have to make TV shows. The JVC camera is sitting there with, I think, 3 hours footage. 3 hours things to get off of the SD card and onto the DVD and onto the Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I bet that's at least 13 hours work, and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't you dare stay up until midnight or 1:30 a.m. Don't you dare do that. A freighter carrying a load of yo-yos struck a reef and sank 10 times. Let's do Karen Chair Sunday afternoon. 7 telephone calls. 2 great big joys of Sunday were the stockings that were compression stockings that were stabilizers, were just what the knees needed. And all day Sunday, I could walk like people. I could walk the way you did. That was a fine event of Sunday, the 23rd. And the second big event was Mary Lawrence gave me the times that a chat with Glendora would be on TV in Manchester, Connecticut, a Cox Cable TV station, Lori Badanani. And it's going to be on twice in the month of July. And I think we have been working on that since the year 2011, 2010. It took 6 years. So that's TV station number 67. And 2 weeks ago, added to the Glendora Public Access Television Network was Pittsfield, number 66. Pittsfield took 6 years. The ones still missing are Public Access TV in the District of Columbia, our nation's capital. They don't know how to do Public Access TV, nor does Philadelphia, Philly Camp. That would be Gretchen. And Debbie Rudman. And where else? Oh, the eastern end of Long Island, Amagansett, Wayne Scott, Montauk. They don't know how to do public access. And Atlanta. So on we go. So those are two very philosophic happenings of Sunday, July 23rd. Now what's your care and share? What did you do Monday, this is the last week of July, what did you do Monday the 24th? Well, I want to hear it. Over here, we did 84 television shows, half hours each. We did the programs for Newark, New Jersey, Bolton, Connecticut, Middletown, New York, Suffolk County, Long Island, Litchfield, Connecticut, and Norwalk, Connecticut. And then Sandy, Montessori teacher, brought me 6 Amy's no cheese pizzas for the Glendora Vegetarian Club, and they each cost $8, and so that was $48. And she bought me carrot soup and hummus and bread and a piece of cake. And then Donna, in the evening, she brought the laundry. And she did her laundry and our laundry. And you remember that laundry that we put the $1 in to have dry and wash? It's still here. The person has not picked it up. What do you think is the mystery? Somebody came, do you think, and used the laundry machines, thinking they'd get right back to pick it up, and then something happened that they couldn't pick it up. Did you feed the birds twice a day? Yes, yes. Did you count blessings 40 an hour? Oh, yes. How many hours of video were there on the JVC camcorder? 6.5. What? 6.5 hours of video. Did you put these onto the Facebook, Twitter, and the other Facebook, and YouTube? Yes, yes, 6 hours. Did you get the descriptions up? No, some. Bad job there. So tell about the legs again. The legs are like people's legs. They can be used now. They walk and they don't hurt because of the compression stockings, because of the stabilizers. When you get 89 years old, apparently, the parts don't want to stay together. They slip out, they spread apart, but the stockings keep them all together. And the hurt goes away and the ache and the pain.
Press 4. To disconnect, press star. First voice message.
Hey, Glendora, it's Ruth Ann. I just wanted to tell you that we're getting ready to go on Wednesday and make the 10-hour drive to Florida, Tallahassee. And so I'll call you while I'm there and tell you what we're doing. We're going Wednesday and we'll be back Sunday.
Good idea.
But I tell you, is it hot up in New York? Sure is hot down here. I don't know what it's going to be like in Tallahassee. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
That's Ruth Ann Folsom, Charles Folsom, and they're going to the Folsom family reunion in Tallahassee.
To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0. Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora, it's Maxine. It's Sunday, early evening at 6 o'clock. I hope you had a great day. And I was going to come over for a few minutes, but if you're home, just to say hello. I have 2 4-legged visitors. Maybe tomorrow, then, if not today. So anyway, have a good evening, because I'll be going out in a little while. Okay, bye-bye.
She's babysitting her granddogs. What? Her granddogs.
To erase this message, press 7. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. Personal option. To turn message waiting indicator on or off. To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. First voice message.
Hi, Glendora, it's Maxine. It's Sunday, early evening.
Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora, it's Sandy. Talk to you later. Bye. I like the joke. It's Sandy. Talk to you later. Bye. I like the joke.
Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora, this is Frances Wooden. I'm calling you because Leon Folsom emailed me and says he's emailed you, and he has some questions. He's looking for your answers. If you will please check your email and get back to him, he'd really appreciate it. Thanks. Hope all is well. Bye.
What?
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To replay this message, press 4. To get...
Hi, Glendora. This is Frances Wooden. I'm calling you because Leon Folsom emailed me and says he's emailed you, and he has some questions. He's looking for your answers. If you will please check your email and get back to him, he'd really appreciate it. Thanks. Hope all is well. Bye.
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a... Message erased. Next message.
Hi, Glendora, this is Barb. Just calling to see how you're doing. Okay, hon. Love you. Bye-bye.
We had a long talk, told her jokes, and sang her a hymn.
To listen to your messages, press 1. To send a message, press 2. To change your personal options, press 4. To listen to your voice messages, press 2. To listen to the messages you deleted during... First voice message.
Hi, Glendora, this is Barb. Just call...
Message erased. Next message.
Oh, hi, Glendora. This is Linda from Rodney. I hope all is well. I hope you're doing good. I just want to let you know, Thursday morning, the realtor is going to do a walkthrough
starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, probably between 8 and 9. And I just wanted to notify and let you know. And I will speak with you soon. Thank you, Glendora. Bye. End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To replay this message, press 4. Oh, hi, Glendora. This is Linda Kolodny. I hope all is well. I hope you're doing good. I just want to let you know, Thursday morning, the realtor is going to do a walkthrough, starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, probably between 8 and 9. And just want to notify and let you know. And I will speak with you soon. Thank you, Glendora.
Is he going to take the clinkers off of the door to the laundry room?
End of message. To erase this message, press 7. To send a reply message, press 8. To save it, press 9. To hear more options, press 0. Message erased. End of new messages. First saved voice message.
Without a doubt, the best TV show in the nation. Keep it up. I mean, it's spectacular. Glendora, you're the best.
End of message. Message saved. Next message.
Hi, Glendora. This is Amy from Community Voice Channel. I got a message that you've been trying to reach us. They wanted me to inform you that we're no longer taking calls of our business within our town. So that's probably why we kept getting your messages. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.
I don't understand that TV station, Bolton, Connecticut.
Message. To erase this message, press 7. Message saved. Next message.
Yeah, Glendora, it's Suzanne, and
We
I was
talked.
just concerned because I haven't heard from you.
Message erased.
That's all been taken care of.
End of messages.
Hi there, folks. How are you today? Joke of the day. Have you heard of the seafood diet? What? Have you heard of the seafood diet? You see food and you eat it. Thank you, Joy Book, for bringing order out of chaos. All of the hard work got done. Putting away the color wash. Cleaning up from the party. The luncheon party yesterday. Doing the Joy Book and being mindful of the blessings of yesterday and making out the list of what was heard today. And it's 9 o'clock. You better go out very fast and put out the recycle tubs before the great heroes come to pick them up. And the laundry barrel had 2 wet bags in it, and it's a wet day and a dark day and a damp day. No sun to dry things out. And so 1 recycle tub up the slope, and onto the sidewalk. And then 5 or 6 boxes that should have been recycled were put in the dumpster. Haul those out, put them into the second recycle tub, take it out, and come down. And you know that quilt and sheet and pillowcase that were wet in the washer, and then I took the dollar and I put them in the dryer, and that was Friday, and that was 5 or 6 days ago, and you know that nobody has claimed them. They are still in the laundry room. A great, great big pot of rice to the birds, 6 pieces of grass for .com. The willow tree looks the same. And then what? Facebook. A joke on Facebook, another joke on Facebook, and a hymn on Facebook. And then what? And then telephone. How many have been telephoned so far? 17. Where? All over the country. Los Alamos, Manhattan, What about the Glendora Public Access Television Network? Nothing is happening with BronxNet. That's us in the doldrums. And it was wet and cold, and you have to telephone outdoors. You can't get a signal inside the house. So you have to telephone out in the hall, and then it got cold and dark. And thank you, Therapeutic Stockings, for stabilizing the knee parts so that the legs can walk normally. No hobbling, just a normal walk. And into the house and turned on the heat. You turned on the heat on July 25th. Yes, it's